let's jump in to some other stuff. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to The Divide with Marcus C. Williams on WRFZ 106.3 FM. If you guys are listening to us online, please make sure that you hit like, share, and subscribe so that you can get this show out to more people. Because we are here in your ear talking about the things that you need to hear, having those very serious discussions that are not often had. So let's jump into this, and we're going to start with the anti-Trump hate. So the anti-Trump hate takes many forms, but most recently it's taken his executive orders. They've been saying all types of stuff. Oh, I see you guys. Hey, you guys, if you're watching us online, please hit like, hit share, drop a comment. I'll try to pop your comment up, and I'll do my best to read it on the air too. So drop a like, drop a thumbs up, whatever you can. It helps get the message out to more people and more people to see what we got going on. So with Trump's executive orders, there have been a multitude of different things happen. We'll start from the most recent and go back a couple days. So most recently, people have been up in arms about the tariffs. I don't understand why they're up in arms about tariffs. Why do I care about the tariffs? Well, let's see. What is a tariff, right? We should probably ask that question first. So tariffs essentially are what you would call taxes on foreign industries for doing business with our country, because they should pay for the honor of doing business with us. Oh, I see you there, Luke. Pop your comment up. Luke says, good afternoon, my friend. Good afternoon to you too, Luke. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you share this out. So as we have this conversation about what is a tariff, tariffs are important. Tariffs start to make things fairer with what we have going on as far as imports and exports and the industries that we have in our nation. The best worst example I can give you is what happened with steel. So many of you might know about Pittsburgh or Philadelphia or places that were iron working places and steel working places like that. You know, Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Like they got a whole team named after making steel. So not robbery. But this is a serious conversation to have. So why did the steel plants close down? Well, the steel plants closed down because Japan subsidized Japanese steel so seriously that American steel couldn't actually compete. And that's a very, very serious situation. And that's one of the reasons why tariffs are important. When you're getting stuff coming in from other countries and your country can actually produce those things or does produce those things, and now all of a sudden you've got another country sending all types of cheap goods and stuff like that, that hurts the economy. That hurts manufacturing. That hurts your industry. And that's jobs, y'all. So that's jobs, and we need to recognize that, and we need to appreciate the fact that if we are not aware that tariffs impact jobs in a positive way by encouraging industry to develop inside our nation to avoid those tariffs, then we're doing a massive disservice to the understanding of how our nation works, of geopolitical economics, and all types of stuff. But, you know, they don't want you to understand how the economy works. One of the big things that I've heard about the issue with that is they'll say, oh, well, now all of the prices are going to go up. All of what prices? What prices are going up? You understand what I'm saying? Well, where are the tariffs, right? Oh, Mexico's getting tariffs. Okay. Canada's getting tariffs. And China's getting tariffs. What do they have that we really need? If you guys are watching us online, drop a comment, drop a thumbs up. If you put a comment out there, I'll do my best to pop it up on the screen and read it out on air. So what do we get from Canada? A whole lot of nothing, right? Well, we get a couple of somethings, right? So we do get some oil from Canada. But Trump got into office on preaching drill, baby, drill, and removing the restrictions off of the companies that were drilling for oil, opening up more oil drilling sites in America, in the Permian Basin, in what do you call it, in Alaska, in Anwar, in the Gulf of Mexico, which is now the Gulf of America. Hallelujah to that. Should have always been the Gulf of America. And I know somebody feels some type of way about that, but I don't care. Okay, because I am America first, last, and always, and nobody can tell me nothing bad about America. I love my country. I do not like my government. Okay, and that's where I stand on that. Okay, and call me Captain America in this piece. So if he's opening up drilling, I wish you would make more refineries. I wish you would invest in that. That's what we really need. More than anything, we need refineries in the U.S. We need more of those to open. I'd love to see some refineries open in New York State, but we're under a tyrannical government in New York State that's being run by the high priestess, Governor Kathy Hochul, and her, I wouldn't even call them underlings, right? They're her superiors, really, in the state assembly and the state senate. They're the ones dragging her around willy-nilly by the hand. She's not very good herself, but they're even worse than her, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. So with that being said, we got, let's see, we got somebody else asking a question. Let's see. Monroe Scott Wayne. Hey, Scott. Scott says, are you running for mayor? Stay tuned. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. Let me go through these things. Don't go anywhere, Scott. Okay? Stay tuned. Hold tight. So there's an election going on here locally. We've got city council, school board, and the mayor is up this year. So we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. But so if Trump is opening all this oil drilling back up, then why would we need oil from Canada? You know, I heard Pierre Poilievre, who is like the, I guess whatever you say is the opposite of Justin Trudeau. I think he's the conservative minister or whatever. So he said, the tariffs are going to hurt Canada worse than they're going to hurt America. He said, there's not really much anything that we can do about that. He said, 40% of our GDP is reliant on the U.S. Now, to put that in retrospect, only about 5% of the GDP of the U.S. is reliant on Canada. Okay. Now, if we're opening up drilling, what do we need their oil for? They can put tariffs on oil or whatever the case is, taxes on it or whatever the case is. We don't need that. They can hire a price on it, but they can't. And Pierre actually made a point of mentioning that. He said, we can't even do that because a lot of bad decisions have been made by our elected officials over the years, and now we're kind of stuck. So this is a very, very serious conversation to have. What else does Canada give us? Maple syrup? I love maple syrup as much as the next person, especially being a northerner that likes waffles and pancakes. I'm all about that waffle life, okay? But I will never turn down a good chocolate chip pancake. So this is serious, right? Like, what do we get from there? Wait, Marcus, we do car production and some stuff up there in Canada. Well, we produce our cars up there in Canada because they want to avoid the tariffs. That's why we produce that stuff up there. So that's not going to be affected by the tariffs because we've already structured it so it doesn't. That's why they're doing it up there anyway. Honestly, if you ask me, I'd prefer that they weren't manufacturing up there and they just brought everything back, That's part of what killed Detroit. But that goes back to NAFTA and all of these other horrible trade deals that we had even before then, and the deindustrialization of the city centers pushed by Lyndon B. Johnson in the, the Great Society program. I encourage you, if you're not familiar with the Great Society program, please look it up. Okay, drop a comment, drop a heart, drop a like, and I'll do my best to pop your comments up on the screen. Let's see. Tamara Clemens says, chocolate chip waffles. Listen, honestly, I don't think that I can say I've ever had a chocolate chip waffle, but it sounds like a dream come true. Thank you for that. So as we go on this conversation about these tariffs, and we're going to come back to locally, because I know Monroe Scott Wayne asked about running for office here locally, and am I running for mayor? We'll talk about that in a minute, but I do want to cover a couple more of these tariff issues. We also have Mexico, right? Well, what's in Mexico? What do we get from Mexico? Some fruit, some vegetables. What do we get from Mexico that we can't produce here? Oh, avocados, which now they're growing avocados in California. So that's a whole nother conversation. We kind of don't need their avocado, you know? So let's really have a conversation about that if we're going to have a conversation. But avocados, right? I'm sorry you can't have your $5 avocado toast. Okay, but honestly, I don't care. I don't even like guacamole. No offense to you guys that do. I'm just saying, if avocados disappeared from the whole planet tomorrow, I wouldn't know the difference, honestly, truthfully. And if you're so concerned, buy American, right? It's that simple. It's not complicated. Then what else do we get from Mexico? Tequila. Hey, man, drink American vodka. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? If tequila is really your biggest push on your issue with the trade stuff, I don't know what to tell you. But I could do without tequila and avocados if it means improving the U.S. economy and bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. and putting more money in the coffers for the U.S. so that we don't have to worry about the increasing debt ballooning more and more every single day at a continued higher rate. Like, we need to really have a serious conversation. Now, to touch on that, you guys aren't going to believe that. The tariffs just went in place yesterday. Yesterday, the tariffs went in place. And guess what happened today? Today, the president of Mexico, Shinenbaum, or whatever the heck her name is, okay? I'm not a big fan, BTW, okay? Schinenberg, or whatever her name is, she's like, we give. She's like, we give. She folded up like a hand game in the 1990s, okay? She folded up like a chair and that's at the beach during the day. She folded up celebrating Black History Month, like that chair when he busts that guy in the face on the river, okay? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, this is very serious, and this shows exactly the power of the actual tariffs that were put on by Trump. And she folded 10,000. This is what Trump was asking for. Secure the northern border of Mexico, which is the southern border of the U.S. Done. How was that difficult? Why was that a problem? Why couldn't she do that before? You know, and then she sent 10,000 troops up to the border to go and protect the border and to stop people from going over there and to stop fentanyl and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if you've seen the videos in the last couple of days, but the cartels have been out there acting a raw rabid fool. Okay, they about to get berated. Okay, brat, brat, brat. Okay, we're gonna drop some A-10 warthogs out there and really show them what's up. Okay, you know, this is serious. Like, they've been really acting up. I heard that some of the gangs have joined up with the cartels down there in some of the areas, and now they're trying to be even bigger and stuff like that. So what do they want us to do? Invade northern Mexico? You know, Mexico better watch out. They better get straight. I'm glad she put 10,000 troops up at the border, because honestly, when I was looking at what the cartel was doing, I was like, maybe we need to take northern Mexico. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, something need to be done. Something that we got a comment. Let's see. Tamara says, what do you got saying here? Says Mexico just agreed to put 10,000 troops to guard the border with the U.S. Yep, exactly. That's what I just said. Yep, 100%. Okay, so they did that, and this is serious. There were a couple of other things that she did too, but I don't want to really go too hard on that right now. I want to take a second about the fact that, why was it a big deal to her to secure the southern border or their northern border? Why was that a problem? Was she making money? That's my question. Was she making money off of it? Because 130 some odd candidates for president in Mexico got assassinated for her to be able to get in to be president. And we can't even talk about that here in the U.S. Why don't we talk about that? I don't know how she's still in office. 130 people, man, listen. If that don't smell to you, I don't know what does. That smells real, real funky. That smells like she's in bed with the cartels. Okay? It's crazy, crazy. So I got a readout here of some of what she said, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to try to see if I can I know I wrote down the highlights here for you because I just thought it was too funny and I was rolling. But at the same time, while this is going on and she just caved like that, it's interesting that they are protesting in Mexico to prevent them from repatriating Mexicans. Mexico don't want their Mexicans back. Make that make sense to me. It's almost laughable. Also, the Mexicans are protesting the illegal aliens that are entering Mexico. They're like, we don't want you here. They're all in the border towns protesting. I know some people in Tijuana, they said they've been catching hell over it, you know? So it's really, really serious. But hey, I mean, who wants to actually talk about the reality of what's going on? Very few people. Did you see that on the news? I bet you didn't see that on the news. So check out a couple of the other things that the Mexican president said. She said that they're committed to working with preventing high-powered weapons traveling into Mexico. There is some shady business there. So this was her trying to say, oh, well, we're doing our part also. So the U.S. does traffic a lot of weapons into Mexico. That's not a lie. That's a whole fact. We do that. We've got a history of doing that and stuff like that. So I'm not mad. And she could have asked, you know. And then she says that they're working on security and trade. And thanks to President Trump, now the tariffs are paused. So she gave in the same way Colombia gave in. Colombia, less than 24, I wasn't even 12 hours. I think I read that they put the tariffs on Colombia at like 8 o'clock in the morning. By 12 in the afternoon, that Colombia had folded and the tariffs were gone. So because they were like, we're not going to take back our people. Trump is like, yes, you are. We're tariffing everything. And they're like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So it's only a matter of time, maybe a couple of days till Canada capitulates too. They're going to give in. There's no way that they can hold out. Honestly, okay. Yesterday, I saw some videos of Canadians booing the national anthem. I think it was at a Raptors game and then some hockey game also. I don't know whether it was the Amerks or somebody was playing. It doesn't matter. But they were booing the American national anthem. I'm like, 45% tariffs. I'm not even joking. That's not a joke. You want to boo American tariffs? I'm going to give you a reason to boo. Y'all going to capitulate tomorrow. Keep messing. Keep playing. You want to boo the American national anthem? Tariffs. I still want Get Back from the War of 1812. Don't get me started. Okay? That's when Canada came down here and was messing stuff up and burned down the White House. We need Get Back. Okay? And then they up there, Trudeau is like all soft, Lily Lightfoot up there, okay? Talking about, oh, we in America, we're partners and stuff like that. And we've always been partners and stuff like that. And they need to remember that we've always been there for us, for you, and stuff like that. You burnt down the White House. What are you talking about? I didn't forget that. Yes, you might have been there for us to go blow up some countries where some sand people live. But them sand people ain't even need to get blown up. Don't get me started. I love my country. I don't like a lot of the stuff my government does. So this stuff is real. Please, you guys, drop a comment, drop a heart. Please share this out on your page or to a group. It helps more people see what we're talking about and have these important conversations. So if you guys would like to donate, you can check out the link below. It'll tell you how to donate. You can donate on Cash App. That's $MW Real, the number 1. That's $MW Real, the digit 1. Or you can donate on PayPal or Venmo. That's at Marcus C. Williams. We also have it on givesendgo.com/Marcus C. Williams. We're working diligently to raise about $50 to $100 a show so we can get more airtime and we can start to work on trying to get some more equipment. We got to pay for the airtime. We want to get out there and have more conversations like this, the important conversations that you need to hear. So please do support whatever you can do. 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks. Drop a 20 spot, nothing too big. But if you can donate more, 50 or 100, please do that too. That's Cash App, $MW Real, the number 1. Or you can do PayPal and Venmo. That's at Marcus C. Williams. We also have givesendgo.com/Marcus C. Williams. Donate whatever you can. Every little bit helps. And if you donate, drop in the comments that you donated, and we'll let you know. We'll pop it up on the screen for your donation to help encourage other people. So please donate. Take 2 seconds and donate. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. You choose. And it's right in the little banner down below. You can see how to do it. So as we go on with these conversations, I am going to hop into the local races real quick. So right now here locally in Monroe County, where I live, and we'll get back to the international and national stuff in a second, where we live right now, we have local elections. And you guys know, I tell you all the time that it is of the utmost importance that we participate locally in local elections, but more than that, by getting involved in local politics. Me, myself, I am very involved in local politics. I am also the chairman of the Rochester City Republican Committee. I believe it's our civic duty, our duty as American citizens to get involved. That's why I'm involved, because I don't like the way things are going. So right now we have 5 seats available for city council. We've got, I believe it's either 3 or 5. It's either 3 or 5 seats for school board. And we've got the mayor up right now. I was just with one of our candidates this year that just announced for city council. We did an announcement for him on Saturday. We've got some more. His name is Jake Bishop. Check him out. Okay, shout out to you, Jake. So check him out. And coming up soon, we've got 2 more announcements. One for city council and one for another position, possibly mayor. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. But right now, I'd like to make an announcement. I've been asked, Scott just asked me, am I going to run for mayor? A lot of people may ask me, would I run for mayor? I told them, I said, hey, you guys, I'd love to run for mayor, but running for mayor is quite expensive. I'll give you an example. We are in a Democrat-heavy city, so everything is an uphill battle. I have been fighting for years to get recognition that Republicans aren't the bad guys, and we do not have horns growing out our heads, because there's a lot of brainwashing going on here. But more than anything, and this is my biggest message to any of you guys that are Republicans, wherever you are, but especially in the city of Rochester and in Monroe County, this is the one message we need to be getting out to everybody. Whether you're Democrat or independent, in November, you can vote Republican without having to change your party. I'm going to say that again, because this is the most important message that needs to get out this year. Whether you're Democrat or independent, in November, you can vote Republican and you do not even need to change your party. Many people will say, well, Marcus, everybody knows that. No, you guys, no. Most people don't know that. The vast majority of people have been cultivated into this concept that you have to vote for the party that you're registered for. And many people don't want to change their party registration. But if they knew that they could vote for a Republican in November in the general election, they would. If they knew that they had an option, they would choose another option. So I need your help, you guys. I need you to start helping me get out this message. When you see the people post online that they're mad at what's going on with the crime or the schools or the whatever it is, you tell them, say, if you're really mad and you're a Democrat or you're an independent in November, you can vote Republican without changing your party. That's it. That's the message. Okay? That's the one message. And today I have an announcement for all of you. I will be running for Rochester City Council. I will be running for Rochester City Council. Hello, my name is Marcus C. Williams, and I will be running for Rochester City Council. Why? Because I care, and there's a lot of things that matter here that need to be addressed. Mostly my goal at running for office is going to be advocacy, action, and representation, because we don't have any of that. Now, people will say, well, Marcus, why not run for mayor? Well, because mayor is a $400,000 race, right? The current mayor, who's an incumbent, who's running again, he's got $400,000 in his kitty already. Okay. The second most is a socialist, far left socialist. Her name is Mary, and she's got $100,000. So we would need at least $250,000 just to even play in the sandbox. But it's really about $400,000 for mayor. And honestly, I'm working on building out the infrastructure so something can be done in the future to make that happen. But right now, I'm going to run for city council because that's where my heart is. That's the people that make the legislation. And that's where I believe right now I can make the biggest impact for our community, because advocacy is needed. They don't do any advocacy there. They don't speak up for us to the next level of government because they're Democrats and the next level of government is Democrats. I go there every month to city council and I've got to basically beg them to say, hey, man, why don't you talk about all of these horrible laws that are impacting us? And that's because they are not willing to go against other Democrats in the state assembly and the state senate. I told you the Democrats in the state senate and the state assembly run Kathy Hochul. She's governor and she don't even run stuff. So it's really real. We got some comments coming in here. We're going to read out some of these comments. Let's see. Comments are coming in good. You guys hit the like, hit the share, help get this conversation out there. Let's start. We got, who we got going first? All right. Ramon Hernandez says, if people don't like what's happening to their neighborhoods, it's best to vote differently. That's right, Ramon. Remember, if you're Democrat or independent and you're tired of this, in November, you can vote Republican without changing your party. That's the message to get out there, Ramon. Let's see. We got another message. Ramon says, otherwise, don't vote and don't complain. That's good. But remember, stick to the script, stick to the message. Ken says, people get confused by primaries versus general elections, which I believe are by party. That's very true, but it's even worse than that, because where we are, there has been a message that's gone out that says vote Roe A all the way, or vote Democrat, only Democrat, okay? And the message has been continually that Republicans bad, Republicans bad, Republicans bad. They've got horns, they're the devil and everything. I'm not even going to get into it the way I'd really like to, but I'll say this. I saw this video the other day. It was with this guy. This guy said, I don't know if Jesus would be a Republican, but for sure, the devil is a Democrat. And I had to laugh because that's a valid statement, because you look at what they're pushing. They're pushing the breakup of families. They're pushing subjugation of people. Okay, right now, the biggest thing that they're pushing is, we want the illegal aliens to stay so that we can pay them less because they pick our fruit and wash our houses and our cars and stuff like that. That's insane to me. You want to keep a permanent underclass in our nation where you treat them as servants, like not even like good paid servants, but like people that are just barely better than sharecroppers? That's not okay. Like, that's evil. And don't get me into the other policies like promoting the murder of babies. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, y'all promote murdering babies, and now in New York State, they're promoting murdering your elders. Make it make sense. They're calling it compassionate. Really? Have you seen how that compassion has worked in Canada, where they're telling perfectly healthy people or perfectly able-bodied people to go and get medically aided induced death just because they maybe are depressed? Like, are we serious? And listen to how the Democrats talk about it. They say, oh, well, and this isn't a slam on people that are registered Democrat, right? Like, this is at the greater whole of the Democrat Party and anybody that's from the Democrat Party that preaches this insanity. And I know a lot of Democrats aren't for this. So that's part of another big issue. So anyway, let me not hammer that nail in too bad. But I do want to say this. I saw a post earlier from an assembly member, Emily something, okay? And she was like, Trump is coming to get rid of your abortions. No, it wasn't abortions. It was transgender healthcare. What does that even mean? Everybody can get healthcare. You go to the hospital, you get healthcare. Healthcare, we, as I always say, we have a disease maintenance system. It's not about healthcare. Real quick, I want to thank you. You guys are listening to WRFZ 106.3 Rochester Free Radio. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, and get this out to more people. And make sure you tell people to tune into us on the radio. I don't care, your friends, your family, your enemies, the people down the street, the people up the street, the people around the corner, or even somewhere in some other part of the country. 106.3 Rochester Free Radio, WRFZ. Okay, you're listening to Divide with Marcus C. Williams. Let's jump right back into it. So she put up this post talking about, oh, Trump's coming for transgender healthcare, trans healthcare, whatever the case was, however she phrased it. And then, like, the picture that she put up, it said that we're supporting life-saving transgender healthcare. What are you talking about? What life-saving? And Dave, I see your comment. I'm going to get to it in a second. What are you talking about? Life-saving transgender healthcare. That's not a thing. You guys are trying to, and it's a child, right? It's a child, transgender. That was crazy to me. That blew my mind. What you're promoting is child bodily mutilation. And I said, do you also support female circumcision? Right? Because these same people that say that they're all pro-transgender a couple of years ago were like, we're against female circumcision. No female should have her genitals mutilated. But now you're cutting off young ladies' breasts and stuff like that. I forget what you call that. Making men have orthectomies. And however you say that word, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't look it up. Don't look it up. You don't want that in your search history. It's crazy. Okay, or what's the other stuff where you vaginoplasty and what's the other crazy stuff that they do where they cut off your franks and beans and they try to give you a big slash in the middle of your body and there's an open wound for the gaping for the rest of your life, and then you got to try to dilate it every single day. It's insane. It's insane. And you're telling me that this is life-saving healthcare? Or to make a fake phallus, they cut off parts of your forearm or your calf. What? Life-saving? Life-destroying is more like it. Dave, let's pop up Dave's comment. He's been waiting a little while. Let's see. Where's Dave? And I see your other comments, you guys. I'm going to read them out here coming up. Okay, Dave says they have the stones to propose Bill A00630 after New York lost in SCOTUS case versus New York State what's that? The Rifle Association and Van Buren and Buren. Yeah, you're right. The state assembly and the state senate, they don't care. They don't care. They say they do what they want. That's what Kathy Hochul said. She says the United States Constitution doesn't apply in New York State. She does what she wants. I don't know how she's not in federal prison right now. Make that make sense. We got another comment coming up here. Dave says, what'd you say? Make tar and feathering great again. Listen, brother, I'm trying to tell you, somebody need to get these crazy politicians in the tax, man. I'm not advocating for that officially because you might go to jail for that. I don't think that you can legally do that anymore. However, maybe it needs to be brought back. That is something that really should be thought about. We got another comment. Tamara says, servants that are afraid to complain or get ice called on them. That's exactly what they want. People that are too afraid to stand up and say anything and push back. Let's see. Jay says, dude, we need you to run against that sideshow Bob lookalike Mary Lupian. Listen, brother, Jay, man, like I said, the mayoral race is very expensive to get into. And the way I see it, it'd be about $250,000. If you think that you know somewhere where I can get 50 grand automatically tomorrow, where people are willing to start donating 50 grand tomorrow for a mayoral race, I might consider it. But I do believe very firmly the best thing that I could do is go for city council. And I'd encourage you guys to go to my website, www.marcus4rochester.com. That's www.marcus4rochester.com, and donate or volunteer. I'd appreciate whatever you can give, whatever you can donate or volunteer. That would be awesome. And definitely volunteer so you can pitch in the fight. It's going to take all of us. It's going to be a heavy lift. And it doesn't matter where you are in the country, you can donate. Let's get to Monroe Scott Wayne. Monroe says, I wish it was easier for independents and third parties to get on the ballot. I feel like I feel like in reality, them areas, it would, in really them areas, it would be a easier pill to swallow to vote for right-wing independent over Republican. So with that being said, Monroe Scott Wayne, it's difficult because, again, like I said earlier, people don't know that they can vote for other parties. And that's a big part of the problem. So we need to have that serious discussion also. But again, remember, take this message with you. Whether you're Democrat or independent, in November, you can vote Republican. You don't even need to change your party to do it. That's the message that we need to get out there. It needs to be on every single conservative or Republican Facebook page. It needs to be pumped by anybody that's registered conservative or Facebook. Conservative or Republican. It needs to be pumped by anybody that's tired and fed up with the Democrat Party. It's if you're pissed off, man, that's the message. Whether you're Democrat or independent, in November, you can vote Republican without changing your party. That's the message. That's the only message everybody needs to carry from now to then. You guys, and just keep posting that, keep posting that, keep posting that. That is our song this year. Let's see what else we got. All right, that's the end of our comments for right now. So let's get back into it. Okay, so we're going to come back to the local, but first I want to touch on a couple of the more on the stuff that's going on internationally. So right now, Congo is about to fall. Congo's about to fall. I guess you're calling them M23, which is a mercenary type of separatist group that's funded apparently by Rwanda, which I didn't even know Rwanda was doing that hot to be funding anybody else. Rwanda's kind of jacked up themselves. But apparently they're funding and backing this group that's trying to overthrow the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I was listening to, I believe it was, I can't remember whether it's the Congolese, not the Congolese president, but it was somebody else, their president, I think it was Kenya or something like that. They were saying that if this continues into Congo, it's going to spread regionally to Kenya, Nigeria, and other countries over there. It's going to be real serious. Now, honestly, is a time for the U.S. to put more investment into Africa as far as promoting American businesses to go over there, since they've decided to pause USAID. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't know what USAID is, but give me 2 seconds. Let me drink some water. Remember, drink water, stay hydrated. But USAID is basically a non-governmental organization that's really part of the government that funds all of these other non-governmental organizations. And it's so shady and dirty, it's despicable, it makes me want to spit. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Billions and billions of dollars every year, USAID funds all of these nonprofits that are working against the United States of America. And then you ask, where is the money going? What's going on? And why don't we see any results? Let's see. Ken says something. Let's see. Over the past 10 years, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has provided over $6 billion in humanitarian aid and development assistance to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Right, Ken? How well has that worked out? You know, there's a genocide going on in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Can we talk about that? We got all of these people screaming about Palestine and stuff like that. That's not a genocide. That is a massive displacement. That is something completely different. And that's why the people there aren't able to get the help that they need, because y'all talking about the wrong stuff. But in the Democratic Republic of Congo, they are actually killing all of these people, hundreds of thousands of people. Like, y'all don't even know. There haven't been that many murders in Africa since, again, the Congo, but when it was run by King Leopold II, okay? And King Leopold, y'all talk about Hitler like he was bad. Listen, Hitler ain't got nothing on King Leopold, okay? He was cutting off people's hands, boiling people alive, okay? They were raping people to death, okay? And this is what they were doing. This is what the Europeans did in the Democratic Republic of Congo. But nobody ever talks about that. But they talk about Hitler, you know, and he killed way more people. I think the low estimate is about 10 million. people that were killed under King Leopold's reign over Democratic Republic of Congo, which was then the Belgian Congo. It's crazy, and we can't even talk about it. But again, like Ken said, we put all this money into aid there, somewhat of over $6 billion, and what are we getting for it? Complete destabilization, genocide. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. Ken says something else. What do you got, Ken? Ken says USAID contributed to Alvin Bragg's campaign $10,000. Now, what business is USAID got donating to any political campaign, more or less? An attorney, what's he? I guess he's Attorney General, right? No, he's not Attorney General. Yeah, he's Attorney General. I don't know, whatever his position is, right? Regardless, he's an attorney. He's elected. He's probably Attorney General. But it's crazy. How do they get to donate to him and they're funded completely by the government? That doesn't make any sense. They shouldn't be able to fund anybody that's running for office. That's a serious problem. And that's our American taxpayer dollars. And it's going all across the world, worldwide. And then we wonder why we got so many issues here. So many issues here. I don't know if you guys saw it. And before we get into this, I want to let you guys know, if you'd like to donate to the show, we're trying to raise about $50 to $100 an episode so we can get more airtime and we can start to work to save to get some more better equipment and stuff like that. So you can go the Cash App. You can do $MW Real, the number 1. That's $MW Real 1. Or you can do Venmo or PayPal, and that's at Marcus C. Williams. You can do it like that. So please do drop a donation. And if you donate, drop a comment and I'll pop up that you made a donation. Okay. And if you just want to make a donation, but you don't want your name advertised, you can just do the donation. Please do a donation. That's $MW Real, the number 1. Or you can do it on givesendgo.com/Marcus C. Williams. You also have the option of PayPal or Venmo, which is at Marcus C. Williams. So please do donate, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, just put 20 bucks in there, you know, something small. But if you can do more, $50, $100, whatever you can do, all of it is greatly appreciated. I appreciate you guys. Please do donate. Okay, let's see what Dave said. Dave said Alvin Bragg is the district attorney in New York City. Letitia James is the attorney general. Right. District attorney. I don't know why I was thinking that the district attorneys are like the attorney generals for their own little areas. But they kind of are, but different titles. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thank you for that, Dave. We appreciate you. So as we talk about this USAID that's going over there, I saw a video with this young lady from Uganda. I wonder, do I have it, if I can play it? Let's see. But anyway, I saw this video from this young lady from Uganda, and she was basically like, listen, why y'all mad? Didn't you want to decolonize Africa anyway? Didn't you want them to stop putting investment and stuff into Africa? Didn't you want us to be able to just do for ourselves and stuff like that? And you know, most of the money that goes to Africa ends up getting all lost, right? In corruption and stuff like that. So when she was saying that, I'm like, she's 100% right on. She's 100% right on. I'm trying to see if I have that video because I really would like to show it to you. But if I'll look for it for a moment. If I'm not able to find it, we're going to keep going here anyway. But like I said, it's really, really crazy that people are upset. Now we've got Democrats that are out here talking about, oh no, we need USAID. We need them to keep giving money to all of these countries that is not accounted for and nobody actually has any oversight of. And we need to give it to all of these different shady NGOs, non-governmental agencies. We need to give it to all of these shady NGOs who really behind the doors support our campaigns and do our interests. There was something I was reading today. I forget where it was, but they are really going at it in the European Union because they found out that and I'm going to try to say it right as best as possible, but it's a little confusing and convoluted, but you'll get the idea. So so you've got the regular different countries, and I see the comment, I'll pop it up in a second. You got the regular different countries in Europe, but they're all part of the European Union, which is like a master country for all of them. So there's this party, they're like the Green Party, essentially, and they want all of these projects that are supposedly so green and decarbonization and nonsense. Come to find out, they're using the government to privately fund all of these little grassroots organizations. I use quotes if you're listening to me on the radio. Grassroots organizations, which aren't actually grassroots, and they're out there talking about, well, we are supporting this green thing and we're going to lobby for this. So you're paying for lobbying with governmental money. So now people in Europe are pissed off. You're like, how are you going to pay for your own lobbying out of governmental money? And I'm going to bring it back to the United States and to the city of Rochester right now. I wish I had the little video, okay, about the government paying for their own propaganda and nonsense. Check this out. We got these people here, and let me see. Hold on one second. Let's get these comments real quick, and then we're going to get to what I'm talking about. Ken says, source, Mike Benz, we're funded by USAID. The push is to prosecute Trump. By Alvin Bragg. Soros was a minor co-founder of USAID. He gave them $10,000. That is it. The $14 million he gave to the parent company, the fiscal sponsor of FJP, the Fair and Just Prosecution nonprofit. Shady business, right? Like, that's shady. So shady, you guys. Hit like, hit share, drop a comment. I'll pop it up on the screen. Every heart, every share, every care, smiley emoji, all of that counts. It's all very important. And make sure you share this out. Let's see, we got a comment by Luke. Luke says, all these people making a big deal about USAID didn't even know what it was a thing 2 days ago. That's a fact, Luke. That's what really upsets me. People don't even know that these things are things until like just immediately, and now everybody's up in arms. You know what it was. You had no clue. I did. I've talked about it on the show before. If you follow me, you know I've been talking about getting rid of them for years. I think I just put up a tweet probably sometime last year in March, really going in on it. It says they're just conditioned by the left, almost like it's an immune crazy response. Let's see. Peggy D, you just donated. Thank you for donating. You guys, if you guys could match Peggy's donation, please donate $20 to match Peggy's donation. You can donate on Cash App. That's $MW Real, the number 1 on Cash App. That's $MW Real, the number 1 on Cash App. Please match Peggy's donation. You can also donate via Venmo or PayPal, and that's at Marcus C. Williams. You also have the option of doing GiveSendGo/Marcus C. Williams. And if you donate during the show, I will pop your name up on the screen. If you would like, just drop a comment and let me know, and I'll pop your name up on the screen. Please match her donation. That's Cash App $MW Real, the number 1, or you could do Venmo or PayPal. That's at Marcus C. Williams. Thank you so much, Peggy. We'll leave that up for a second. You guys, it's really important that we have these serious conversations because nobody else is having them. And I want to bring it back to our city here locally real quick. So it's locally, but it's not really locally at the same time. Watch this insanity. So there was a man, his name is Robert Brooks, and he was, I don't even know what you can say, but he was in a Marcy Correctional Unit, and they really tore him up bad, okay? And he ended up dying. I don't know the full circumstance, okay? I only have a very brief overview of what happened with the Robert Brooks situation. But the problem with that is, up here we got this ridiculous organization called the Police Accountability Board, right? So their job in the Police Accountability Board is to actually hold the police accountable in the city of Rochester. That was their mandate. That was what they wanted to get chartered on. That was their job. They're funded by the taxpayer. Okay, they're funded by the taxpayer. Now, I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm not a fan of the Police Accountability Board at all. I've been talking about that since day one. Okay, and I even proposed alternative options that would really be impactful. But, you know, real solutions just sometimes get lost in the sauce here because nobody really cares. But they're out there trying to push stuff because of the incident with Robert Brooks. I'm so upset and frustrated, right? Like, that's the whole Democrat playbook, you know, never let a good tragedy go unexploited. That's what they're doing. They're exploiting him, and I hope his family members call them out on their bull, because that's not their job, y'all. They're a public funded entity. Their job is not to get involved with that type of stuff. That didn't happen here. That didn't have anything to do with our police. What business do you have dedicating any resource at all to that? You can do that outside of work, sure, 100%. Absolutely. I'd encourage it, because from what I saw, that was not good at all. I don't know the full circumstances, but it looks real bad. Okay? It looks like firings need to ensue. There needs to be a whole investigation, which apparently there is an investigation going on right now by the Attorney General's office, Letitia James, who was mentioned earlier. I think Dave mentioned her. Okay, you guys stay hydrated, drink water. So let's see. Ken says, it's so disgusting. It makes me want to spit, you know? It really does. Ken says, much more than the USDA story here on X at Mike Benz Cyber. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that, Ken. But yeah, it's crazy what's going on with these government-funded entities, these government attachments, right? And they're out there doing stuff that's far and beyond what they have any business doing, that legitimately would be considered corruption. It would be considered solicitation, and I guess you would say, what do you call that? Lobbying. That's what they're doing. That's what the PAB board is doing right now. And they're trying to make themselves desperately relevant by latching on to Robert Brooks. I feel so bad and mad at that. Like, that's wrong. Like, stop exploiting that man and his father and their loss. And I know a lot of people aren't going to see it that way, but that's exactly what it is. You understand what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. And people need to recognize the BS when they see it. So if you guys will hit like, share, drop a heart. And if you guys are listening on the radio, you're listening to WRFZ 106.3 Rochester Free Radio. This is The Divide with Marcus C. Williams. And we are here in your ear having the conversations that you need to hear. So make sure that you share this out if you're online. And if you're listening on the radio and sometimes you can't catch the show, you can always catch us on YouTube. And that's the Marcus C. Williams channel on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe there. And follow. Definitely follow. And if you guys are watching us online right now, definitely, if you're not following already, definitely hit follow. So let's go back to some of the other things that they've been talking about with these executive orders. Oh, wait, Luke says something. Luke says, I don't think people even realize how corrupt our government is right now. It's always been bad, but over the last 10 to 12 years, it has become absolutely ridiculous. That's 100% right, Luke. That's 100% right. And you know, again, I love my country, but I'm not very happy with the way that my government operates and a lot of the things that they do, especially how they're spending our money. Okay? It's real. It's really real. You know that we fund most of these countries that are sending all these illegal aliens here. I'm glad that Trump decided that he's going to work with Venezuela to send them back. And Venezuela said that they're going to take them back. You know, during the Biden administration, Venezuela was supposed to be our enemy so bad, but then they're going to make an oil deal with Venezuela when they shut off the oil in the United States production. Make that make sense. You shut off the United States production of oil, and then you go buy oil from a regime that you've labeled as a terrorist, that you're saying is the enemy of the American people, that has Hezbollah training camps in Venezuela. There are Hezbollah training camps in Venezuela. That's a whole nother topic for another show. I think we've talked about that here before. But it's very serious. And now apparently Trump says he's going to work with Maduro and he's going to send all these people back, repatriate all of them. And Maduro said he's going to take all of them. You know, something interesting that Trump said, and apparently he's really working on this, is to create outside the U.S. detention centers. Now, it sounds like a good idea, and I'm not sure that I completely agree with that idea, even though we already do have black sites and stuff like that, where we put very serious prisoners that nobody knows from like high level security operations or CIA operations and stuff like that, that nobody would ever know. And we put them in another country where it's foreign soil, so our laws don't apply to them. That's why it makes me sick when people are over here talking about, oh, these people that are illegal aliens have rights. No, they don't. They don't have not one right. They're not American citizens. Our Constitution, our laws do not apply to them. They are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States of America. Y'all don't read law? Like, that's basic every day. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. I wish it was, and I wish that they'd all be put in jail. Honestly, I don't, because that costs us a lot of money. So send them all back. Jail costs too much. We got people in jail sitting here too long anyway, which is a whole nother conversation, which is why I do support comprehensive prison reform. But none of the Democrats ever really want to talk about that. They give you lip service and say, oh, well, we'll give you a couple of pocket change for when you get out at the door release and stuff like this and stuff like that. They don't actually care about prisoners in the prison system. They're freaking liars, yo. Because if they did, they connect them with jobs while they're in prison. So when they get out, they can work the same job that they've been working in or preparing to work in prison. They connect them with housing that's adequate. And they connect them with the programs that they need to be able to succeed. But they don't do any of that. But the Democrats say that they care so much. Lies, a bunch of lies. And it's sad. And we need to do something to change that. But that's the state assembly, state Senate level issue. You guys, if you're watching, please do donate. That's Cash App, $MW Real 1. That's $MW Real 1 on Cash App. Or you can donate via PayPal and Venmo. That's at Marcus C. Williams on PayPal or Venmo. You can see in the little ticker down below in the banner how to download, and I think it's also in most of the I don't know what you call that, descriptions. Yeah. So please do donate. Peggy donated. Please match Peggy's donation. Peggy donated $20. Please donate whatever you can, whether it's 10, 15, $5 even, whatever you can. Please donate. If you can donate more, $50, $100, please donate that, because it does cost us to buy airtime, and we do want to get more airtime, and we are working on trying to get some better equipment, because I'd love to have some better camera equipment and audio equipment so we can actually stream to you guys more often and better. So please do donate. That's $MW Real, the number 1 on Cash App, or you can do Venmo or PayPal. That's at Marcus C. Williams on Venmo or PayPal. Whatever you can, $5, $10, $15, $20, or $100, or even $50. We're trying to raise $50 to $100 each episode so that we can get more airtime. We do 1 episode a week for The Divide. You guys know that sometimes I do my podcast on Sundays. That's The Elephant in the Room on Sundays. You guys can check that out on my YouTube page at Marcus C. Williams, or wherever you're watching this stream live right now. We're going to be bringing that back next Sunday. We've been on hiatus because previously we had an election special, and then last week we had a break. So we will be back soon with that. And I do want to create more content and other videos and stuff during the week. So please do donate. Any of your donations will go towards that, and us getting better equipment, and us getting more airtime, and working on getting more videos out to you more often. I wish it was free and everything was simple and easy, but we don't live in a communist utopia that's not actually a real place. So please help and support. I appreciate you all. So let's jump back into this. It's real serious when you know that our president can put up these tariffs and stuff, and people will capitulate the next day. Mexico the next day. Colombia the same day. Same day. You know, so tariffs work. Everybody's been sensationalizing about the tariffs. And another thing that they've been talking about recently with his executive orders is, oh, Trump got rid of this Civil Rights Act. No, he didn't. The president has no authority to get rid of the Civil Rights Act. That's an act of Congress. The president can't do that. All the president did was get rid of well, it wasn't even, he didn't even get rid of it. All he did was pause a 1964 bill that was an executive order, which honestly isn't even needed because, again, it's already codified into law by Congress. And the pause, I think, is only for 60 days on that anyway. So this is something that we need to be having a real conversation about, but people don't want to have real legitimate conversations about it. Hit like, hit share, drop some hearts, and whatever comments you drop and put down there, I'll try to pop your comment up. Just don't say nothing too crazy. All right? So please hit the heart, hit the share. Everything helps. Drop it in a group, share it on your page, help get the message out. So it's really, really, really serious because people are like, oh, Trump is doing this and he hates black people or whatever the case is, da-da-da-da-da. Let me run down this whole nonsense about Trump hates black people real quick. Trump was interviewed in Congress, I believe it was in the early 90s, and you can go find this online. And they were asking him about Indians and stuff like that, as in American Indians, okay? And he said, you know, these Indians, man, he said, these are not the real Indians. He said, the real Indians are black Americans. He said, none of these look like any real Indians to me that you're calling Indians. And he's referring to the, I don't know what you would call it, the bleached Indians, right? The whititized Indians. Because if you look back at the history in America, black Americans were Native American, were American Indian, because American Indian is what the actual designation is, were American Indian. But then when they did the DOS rolls and they did things like the March to the Sea, and they did things like, what do you call it? The Trail of Tears and stuff like that, they reclassified them. They reclassified any American Indians that weren't on reservations, they reclassified them as Negroes. Like, can we talk about that? But Trump talked about that in Congress, in front of Congress. People talking about he hate black Americans. He don't hate us. He love us. He spoke up for us. That's the biggest speaking up could be spoke up. Because nobody wants to have that conversation, how black Americans are actually American Indian. We've been disenfranchised purposefully. And then, you know, it's the craziest thing, right? Like the people that say that, oh, well, the government doesn't like black people and white people hate black people and all of this stuff are the same people that'll say, oh, the government doesn't like them, right? But when you tell them the government manipulated records to change it so that they reclassified American Indians as Negro or black, they're like, oh, no, that never happened. But you talk about they hate us so bad and they change information so much. Why wouldn't you believe that when we still have the DOS rolls, even though many of them were burned and destroyed, which is a whole nother problem. When we still have a lot of actual marriage and birth certificates and stuff like that, which again, a lot of them were destroyed. You can go look at that, especially during the Reconstruction. That was a big issue. But we still have a lot of those documents tying to that. And you ask anybody's black grandma or great grandmother, they'll tell you right out the bat, they're American Indian. They'll tell you. And Trump said that in Congress. Can somebody give that man credit for that? If you don't give him credit for nothing else, give him credit for that. Then when Trump was president last time, and this isn't me defending Trump, right? This isn't me defending Trump. This is just straight facts. When he was president last time, he legitimately freed the homies. He did the First Step Act, which allowed over 30,000 people that were incarcerated in federal penitentiaries to get out. He freed the homies. Trump freed the homies. He also pardoned people like Kodak Black and Lil Wayne. He helped A$AP Rocky get out of jail when he was in Sweden because Sweden put him in jail because he was fighting back against some racists that were trying to run him down in Sweden. Trump helped get him out of jail. Like, what do you mean Trump doesn't like black people? But these are the lies that they try to spin. And to my black brothers and sisters that are out there that are like, reparations and stuff like that. Listen, y'all got the first president in there right now that might even listen to that even a little bit because he knows what real time it is. This man got up on the TV and said the last time he was president when he said this thing. He said, you know, black Americans really built this country and you're just starting to get credit for that. Trump said that out his mouth. Does he get any credit for that? No. They slander this man. And that's a problem because it's not about whether you like him or don't like him. There's legitimate stuff that you could say about him, but what you're talking about is not just immaterial, it's illegitimate. Y'all dragging this man for nothing. So for any of y'all that out there are reparationists, y'all need to talk to this man. Y'all need to start to coordinate to try to talk to this man. And again, y'all know how I feel about that. You want to go after tax-free status for 13 generations or permanently, your choice. Okay, dealer's choice on that one. And you need to go after reopening the Homestead Act, okay, because we were openly denied from the Homestead Act, which we actually have court cases and documents from the government that says that we were denied access to the Homestead Act, which granted land for people that were going out west and stuff like that. So, but real things that are tangible. We're not trying to get. I'm not one of them people to be like, oh well, people should get money. I don't want the inflationary repercussions of that. That's a problem. Okay, we need to be working to build the generational wealth that we haven't been able to build because of the policies that have been implemented largely by the Democrats. I said it. Who did it? The Democrats. I saw a Democrat today say, oh, well, when they talk about racism and stuff like that, they always try to talk about slavery. You daggone right we talk about slavery because the Democrats did that. That was what fractured the Republican Democrat Party, the Democratic Republican Party, excuse me. That's what fractured that because the Republicans didn't want slavery. The Democrats wanted slavery. Are we serious right now? And they've carried on that tool of subjugation up until this day. You look at all of the bad policies that have been put in place, they've been put in place by Democrats. Okay? Urban renewal, Democrats. Okay? Great Society Project, Democrats. All of these things that are bad for us, Democrats. Who voted against the Civil Rights Act? Democrats. And you're talking about Trump has gotten rid of the Civil Rights Act. Lies. Bullduggery. It's skullduggery, but I made up a whole new word because that's how bad it is. Drop a comment, drop a like, hit a share, help get this message out there. Drop a heart. I don't care if you share if you don't like me. Just share it out anyway. All of it helps getting the message out. So as we continue with this conversation, like they trying to paint Trump bad and say that he don't like black people. Then they talking about, oh, well, he doesn't like, he shut down the Civil Rights Division at the Department of Justice. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That is not true at all. Matter of fact, he just appointed Leo Terrell to the Civil Rights Division. And some of y'all know Leo Terrell, some of you don't. Leo Terrell is a black conservative, okay, who is on business. But can we talk about that? No, they don't want to talk about that because that's like real tangible stuff. Trump can't do nothing good, so they ain't going to talk about nothing that he do that's good, right? They're going to leave out that Leo Terrell is now one of the head voices in charge of the Civil Rights Division in the Department of Justice. Let's see, we got a comment. Ken says, Democrats support slavery one way or another. Ken, you're absolutely right, because now you see that they're trying to talk about how we need these illegal aliens here because they need to pick the fruit and they're going to do the jobs for less money than Americans want to do it for. That sounds crazy. They want essentially somebody that's paid just a little more than a sharecropper. It's absolutely insane, and that's what they want. But these are the same people that say, oh, we need to raise the minimum wage. Oh, we need to get paid a living wage. It's the same people. How can they reconcile that in their own head? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's completely ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. So we need to have these type of serious conversations because people don't want to have them. They don't. And I was talking to somebody that's deep entrenched in the Democrat Party here earlier that was talking about, the Trump and the Civil Rights Act and all of this nonsense and all of that. And I was like, dude, in our city, the Democrats have run our city for 65 years. Not one Republican, no Green Party, no Independent Party. Nobody has been in any office except Democrats. City Council, Democrats. Mayor, Democrats. City Court, Democrats. School Board, Democrats. All Democrats. Since I think 1974, 1973, something like that. At latest 1975, but mad long ago. Like two, 3 times of the time I'm born. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, well, it's the Republicans. How? Everything's run by Democrats. How is it the Republicans? Take some daggone responsibility for what you're doing. You know, and that's how they always try to push it off. They try to say, oh, well, Republicans are bad. No, you're bad. Maybe some Republicans are bad, but you're bad because you're the ones that are running things. Make it make sense. And then our assembly seats have been run by all Democrats for 30, 40, 50 years, however long there. Like, are you serious? Like, this is crazy. It's absolute insanity. And they don't want any accountability, and forget any culpability. You can't get them any of that. Oh no. Anything like responsibility is a missing thing from them. And that's why I'm running for city council. And I'd appreciate it if you guys support my campaign. You can go to my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. That's Marcus4Rochester.com. And you can see my platform, what I'm all about. You can pitch in and volunteer. I'd encourage you to fill out the volunteer form. I do need volunteers. I need your help, you guys. We're going to change this city. We're going to turn this seat. We're going to turn one of these seats. There are 5 seats up. We only need to take 1 or 2 seats. Come on, I need you guys' help. Put your money where your mouth is, and more so, put your body where your mouth is. Also, that sounded crazy, so pause. But still, you get what I mean. You know, step up. Be accounted for. So go to my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. If you're not local, please donate. Okay. If you are local, please donate and volunteer, whatever you can do, because we're going to need to go at this full force this year to make this happen. And I've got a lot of confidence that we're going to take this city council seat this year, and we might take 2. Okay. Also check out Jake Bishop. He's running in the city for city council. So, as a Republican. So it's real serious. And this is why I also encourage all of you guys to get active and to get involved. Okay. Get active, get involved, whether it's going to city council meetings or school board meetings or town council or fire district or whatever your thing is. Please, please, please get involved. It's so important. So you guys, if you want to pitch into the show, help contribute, you can do Cash App, $MW Real, the number 1. That's $MW Real, the number 1. Or you could do Venmo or PayPal. That's at Marcus C. Williams. We are working to raise between $50 to $100 an episode so that we can get some more airtime and we can start saving up for some more better equipment so you can hear us clear, you can see us clear, and we can do more production quality stuff. So again, if you want to donate, please $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever you can, donate to the show. That's $MW Real, the number 1 on Cash App, or you can do PayPal or Venmo, and that's at Marcus C. Williams for PayPal or Venmo. Please donate. Every little bit helps, because we got to have these serious conversations and we got to get it out there to people. That's why it's important, because if we don't talk about the issues that are dividing us in our country and give an alternative perspective to what many people are just hearing is the sole perspective, and we need to start presenting them with real facts and real reason. A lot of people don't hear anything different. All they hear is the stuff that's in their silo personally. So they do not hear anything different, and they can't be bothered to think anything different outside of the box or outside of their silo, because why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? And this is very, very, very serious. So I encourage you, definitely share this out. Make sure that you let people know. Tune into the show. Like, follow, subscribe, drop some comments. And if you can, please do like Peggy. Please match Peggy's donation. Peggy did donate. You can donate $MW Real, the number 1 on Cash App. Or you can do at Marcus C. Williams for PayPal or Venmo. Please donate to the show so we can get some more airtime, so we can get this message out to more people, so we can have these serious conversations and put a better voice out into the community. Please donate. Please match Peggy's donation. She donated $20. Please donate $20 too, or $5 or $10. We're looking to raise $50 to $100 an episode so that we can get more equipment that's better than what we got right now. Because I know you guys can see the lag and kind of hear the stuff. You know, it's not always so great, and sometimes the signal drops out. I can see it right now myself, the slowness in the camera. But I'm working here to get it out to more people, and the fight continues. So here on the local level, you will see me this year running for city council. please pitch in. Go to my website, Marcus4Rochester.com, and volunteer today and help me get the message out, because advocacy is important, action is important, and so is representation, which we don't have any representation right now. It's time for new leadership, real leadership. And with that, I'll catch you guys next week. Make sure you tune in Sunday to the Elephant in the Room as we come off a hiatus on that show. And make sure you follow my page and follow us on YouTube if you're listening on the radio, because we got more stuff, and that's the Marcus C. Williams channel. You guys be blessed, be well, and remember, stand up, speak up, and don't shut up. Take action. All right, you guys, I'll catch you later. Please remember to share and help get this message out there. Every share, every like, every comment helps. I really appreciate all of you guys commenting during the show. I'll do more of popping up the different comments that you guys put up during the show, because I know that that means so much to you guys, because you guys mean so much to me. I love you all. I'll catch you later. Make sure that you share this to your page, share it to your friends, share it to some other pages and groups and stuff like that. And definitely hit a heart, hit a like, drop some comments. I'll catch you guys later. I will respond to all the comments if I haven't already done so on air. I'll catch you guys later. Be blessed and be well.